Hey friend, how you doing? Welcome to Soulvine. This is Jamie. We are checking in for your energies. Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising will be the most dominant here. Right now, we are stepping into this beautiful Venus-Jupiter conjunction that's happening. And, it's a beautiful space for all the goodness, So for a lot of you that could be right now, as I'm connecting into these two, as I'm splitting the deck, there's some beautiful journey that could be about rebuilding your financial situation, if that's something that you've been seeking. Or also, something that you have been meaningfully wanting to connect to and step into that you've really believed in and held on to, that's opening up right now. But let's connect in. I am going to do a Celtic cross. Lately, it's really been calling to me to give a bit more of a deeper dive into situations. So let's take a peek right now and what you need to know. Thank you, Spirit, for this beautiful energy. Current space, we do have the Tower. So some surprising element is coming on through. But let's dive in more. And then we have the Four of Swords crossing this. Wow, they're coming out. Underneath, we do have the Queen of Materials, which is Pentacle energy. Past to present. We do have a King of Wands showing up. Muse of Inspiration, which is King of Wands. It's just past and how it's impacting your present. What's above right now? We've got Page of Voices. Okay, I'm just going to move this down a tad. So Page of Voices is also, while it's sitting in the head space, it's looking at the finer detail. Near future, you do have the Lovers. Your Power, King of Swords. I'm sure that was in the same place yesterday. I used a different deck, but the King of Swords, I believe it wasn't yesterday, it was the day before, but it definitely was over this week. Your Power. Okay, it's given us two here. You've got the Seven of Inspiration and the Eight of Materials. Sorry, the environment. This is your power. This is the environment. Okay, interesting. Hopes and fears, Three of Materials. And potential outcome here. Oh, it's given us a lot. So let's go with it. We've got the Temperance energy, the Nine of Voices, and the Justice. Okay. I'm just going to put them here so you can see it. All right. So current energies, we do have the Tower and the Four of Voices. So I think something really interesting is coming through right now. Okay. There might be a little bit more of a shakeup than you're anticipating, or something that the way that I'm getting this Tower energy is something more that is like shifting away from your body is the way that I'm seeing this. So some energy, something that you feel connected to, I feel is finally falling away, and I'm seeing it falling off your shoulders, Pisces. Okay. So some burden, something heavy you've been carrying and maybe just needed to be let go. Yeah, this feels a lot more like an energetic release. And the challenge, because your challenge is the Four of Swords. The challenge is the healing. The challenge is the taking care of self. The challenge showing up here is looking out for you, thinking of yourself. There's something here very powerful that I feel... Yeah, I just keep seeing whatever, if we looked at, the rocks and the elements here of this Tower, there's something here that is carrying above her, and I'm saying her because there's a feminine energy there. Yeah, I just feel like stuff's falling away. But I feel it's the burden that you're also carrying on your shoulders. That's what it feels like. It really feels like that. So there's something I feel that you're releasing that's finally falling away, but it's been related to your healing journey. So maybe, again, energetically, I've been noticing that a lot this week. Energetically, there's still something, even though you may have moved on from, I feel like you're tied to, and I feel like the burden that you're carrying today, there's something moving from there. And as we look at the influence, we do have the Queen of Materials, which is Pentacle energy. And this could be a lot around your success and stability, around your finances, and around your career, around your home life as a mother potentially. which is coming in quite strongly as the influence to this situation. So this could be something quite particular that has meaning to you around one of those roles in your life, or the way that you show up in the world in terms of that retrospect. If you're, wanting to feel like you're in a place that you're meant to be, that you're doing the work that you're meant to be doing, you're achieving the income, the stability around your home life. Maybe for some of you, especially if you're a masculine, it could also be that there's a feminine energy that's supporting you right now, and or you're acknowledging someone, that can really help you also thrive and grow. So I just want to make sure our masculines, because we do have quite a few here on the channel that, can feel connected to that too. The past to the present, I love that this masculine energy is showing up. Muse of inspiration is like the King of Wands energy. So it's something and someone that it's either a situation you've been connected to or a person that you've been connected to. Yes, it could be work related, but it also could be someone who is very focused, very determined, quite independent, quite strong, knows what they want, they go after it. Maybe this is a part of you knew about yourself at one point in time too, okay? So don't ignore that part and piece. But this is fire energy. Leo, Sag, Aries. There's a lot of determination and focus and strength here. And I feel like there's something about your past to remember about that, or someone that you know, or something you've achieved to also remember about that. But there is some reflection today about that energy and about that person or about that situation. Page of Voices is how it's impacting you in the, the mindset, above you. Page of Voices is being curious. This intellectual part of you seeking something out, gaining some more information, trying to understand something. You want a deeper look. Okay, you want a deeper look. For some reason, I am noticing this star energy show up on her finger, or this energy's finger, okay? And it's interesting because that finger is related to the heart, the marriage finger, right? They say that's related to the heart or connected to the heart. So there's something, heartful that I feel is important here right now that's asking me to look at, that you're looking more you're looking more inside. I think there's, a few parts, because this is intellectual energy, but it's also what you see, what you feel, and also what you may want to communicate. But I also feel this is a part of you that's held back a little and trying to understand more potentially about yourself or someone else or a situation right now. But there is curiosity. You're willing to see, you're willing to open or be open. This is not just I'm looking at this and this is all it is. This is being more open to the energy, being more curious to the energy, seeing what's possible here. Okay, so again, whether this is related to a person, a situation, or a relationship, I feel right now you're looking a bit deeper. You're wanting to understand more. In terms of the near future, you do have the Lover's energy. So this could be a partnership or a choice. Sometimes too, I do love this, the Lotus. The Lotus has a lot to do with this energy in particular, our third chakra. So a lot about our power, our confidence, stepping into that. But there seems to be two different energies that are calling each other. So I feel like there's a new potential confidence that's coming in about to you, to another person, to something that is feeling very attractive to both, okay? I feel there's a very strong pull to something. If it's not a person, it's something that you feel destined for, but there's also a choice to look at, what's in alignment, because you do have a third flower here, okay? So one is dominating more and one I feel is more gifted, okay, with the angel energy here showing up. Now, guys, I don't know how many times I have looked at this card in all my years of doing this work and having this deck. There's something very particular here. Spirit's asking me to call out the detail right now. So that's very, very interesting. I don't think I've even acknowledged on this card itself with this deck that there's 3 specific flowers, But these two seem like the same energy, but something's maturing or has matured. This could also be, a child energy around as well. That someone's protecting. It's really interesting, the energy that's coming through. But sooner rather than later, I think there's going to be some opportunity about a connection, you know, something you feel called to, someone you feel called to, but it could also be a choice of, I've got some options here, and what do I feel most connected to? Where does my heart truly lead? Where do I really need to be? And this could come, like I said, in different forms. It doesn't necessarily need to be love and romantic. It could be, you know, a choice in your calling and your work or something of that nature. So it's really going to be subjective to you right now and where you're at. But there seems to be something quite beautiful that I feel that can grow and expand here for you if you want that. You know, so again, it's about staying curious, looking more into it, the possibilities, not looking at the problems, looking at the openness, because it's what's swirling around in her mind. There's three energies there. You know, when I think of three energies, I think of, you know, the Three of Cups, three emotions, because they're full of energy here. You know, this could be the Three of Wands, a new path, a new journey. There's something else here with this Page of Voices and these three energies that are showing up here that's allowing you to seek and explore and see what's available to you. Your power in this situation, you do have the Muse of Voices, okay, which is the King of Swords energy. So this is your intellect, your smart energy, you know, your brilliance. And this can also be people around you too, right? But this could be a position that you're in right now, you know, something that you know very well, but it's also being very level-headed, very connected to yourself, to situations, and not allowing, I think, the emotional part to take over. You know, and I think sometimes too, when it comes to our intuition, we can feel, I know a lot of times we can question our intuition. Is it my intuition? Is it my fear? Is it this or is it that? You know, and I think there's a big part here of a knowingness that just makes sense, because when you remove the emotional component, there's some balance and safety in your knowing. It's not anxiety. It's not this worry. There's just this knowing, and you just go and you just feel it and you just know it and you just accept it. There's something about that safety and intuition. But your power as well, I think, is something that you know, something that you've seen, something you've experienced before. There's just this knowing, I feel, Pisces, that you have about a direction, a person, or a situation right now. In terms of the environment, you do have the Seven of Inspiration and the Eight of Materials. So the Seven of Wands energy, you know, which is a lot about protectiveness. It can be defensiveness. It can also be a knowing, standing up for something you really believe in. Maybe some of you have felt blocked when it's come to your career and the expansion of your career. I'm going to clarify this Seven of Inspiration because I feel there's a little bit extra here we need to know. Seven of Inspiration, what do we need to know? Okay. So you've got the Six of Voices here with this Seven of Inspiration. So it's letting me know that where you felt stuck, where you felt blocked, where you felt, you know, someone's not opening up a door, opening up connection, you're moving on from that. But you're heading to the Eight of Materials. Let's get a little bit more on this Eight of Materials. Okay. Three of Voices. One more on this Three of Voices energy. Okay, so this is telling me, I love this. So I think you've been a little bit disappointed in your own successes, in your own growth, potentially in your career, in your finances, something about growing an area of your life that you felt responsible for yourself, but for what you want to do and what you want to achieve. So if you've struggled, maybe some of you have struggled with certain study, maybe some of you have struggled, you know, achieving something particular with your own expertise or wanting to pursue something with your own expertise. Maybe you felt, like I said, you felt stuck, like it didn't matter what you did or how you showed up, it just didn't come to pass. And I feel like you're moving on from whatever this blockage is, okay? There's a lot releasing right now for you, Pisces. I don't know what's going on, but it keeps coming up in your energies. They're like pretty significant releases, but it's more an energetic thing that's coming on in. And if there has been some hardships or disappointment about your own successes at work, career, you know, building your finances, feeling free in that, I feel like the hardships, the difficulties, there's something changing here. This is your environment. So this is pretty solid, pretty significant, pretty like a lot of things that are opening up. And your hopes and fears is the Three of Materials. So more material energy, which again is about connection, is about collaboration, is about building on a certain foundation where a foundation is already there and it's expanding that, exploring that, opening up to that. So I feel like for some of you, this is quite strongly work related. If you've felt you've been seeking a change, wanting things to open up, feeling a bit blocked, didn't matter what you did. I feel like this is really opening up for you, especially if you've been looking in partnership and you have your own business, or looking at to seek some more solid work. I really feel this is opening up. If this is relationship related, and you're being disappointed in someone not showing up in their fullness, maybe they've been really busy with work, haven't been giving a lot to this connection, and you've been really hurt and disappointed. I feel, again, if there has been a struggle in the communication or the way you connect or the way that you look at things, I feel like something is really showing up here for you right now regarding this situation. I don't know if you guys are seeking some support, because that could be your powerful situation of gaining some support, like a therapist or something of that to help you through that. But I feel like this is about, are we going to work together or are we not working together? Because it's your hopes and fears. So, what you do next, or the path that you go. I know it's really hard. Obviously, we don't control people in other situations. We can step up, we can influence, we can show ourselves, we can take a step back. However we choose to integrate or assess a situation, but I feel like you really want something to come and grow together, and build upon something that's already been laid here in terms of the foundation. In terms of where this is going, interesting energy. You do have the Justice energy, you do have the Nine of Voices, and you do have the Temperance. So where something has been unbalanced, where you haven't felt clarity, maybe some of you are going through some legal stuff or some documentation, it's like you're worried something's going to creep in to unbalance something potentially as well, or you just are wondering if anything's going to come to some form of harmony. But you've got two very balanced energies here, and there's the stress in between, the worry in between, the sleepless nights in between. I'm going to get a little bit more advice on this Nine of Voices, but I feel like wherever you're going right now, there are things working in your favor. I think, naturally, they say too, right? Like all these things that we worry about, like how many happen, really? How many really happen, I'm going to get a couple more on this Nine of Voices. Let's see what this is about. What's the Nine of Voices about that we need to be aware of? Thank you, Spirit. Nine of Voices. Knight of Cups. So you could be worried about an offer. Maybe, again, this balance and harmony and growth that you're seeking is around your career. And maybe some of you, this is around your marriage or relationship. Maybe you're like, should I apologize? Should they apologize? I feel like something's coming towards you. Share more about this Knight of Cups. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah. So this is going to be an important piece here. So take which side resonates most with you or this other situation. But I feel like if you're interested in something or someone, there's a defining point, and it's going to depend on which way you're leveraging right now. Sometimes there's situations that we don't realize we've put other people in power of the situation, right? Where I get silly things, but sometimes it can be like they're relevant. We've sent the last message and they haven't got back to us, or we've shared our resume or CV and we haven't heard back. It also could be that someone has expressed that they are sorry for something, but we haven't responded and we're waiting but are they really care? Are they really interested? They're going to show me. There's something here about either apology or an offer that you're waiting to see if this is going to become something. That's what this stress seems worried about. So I really would love you, Pisces, to take a step back right now, both on an emotional level, a spiritual level, and a mental level, and really kind of connect into, what is it that is causing this stir up right now? I know. Because some of you are taking a lot on, and I need to understand more of, for yourself, this is not, obviously, if anything, I just want you to have some peace around it, because something is stirring something up here. And I feel like there is something coming on in, but it's like you need extra proof or something. That's how it feels. Let me get a little bit more on this Justice energy. I just want to clarify the outcome a little extra. Yeah, okay. I'm telling you, wherever there's been difficulties, challenges, you did have the Three of Swords here with, you know, the Eight of Pentacles. So there's something here with the Justice energy about the Three of Swords and the Sun. So where someone or something has let you down, where a situation that you feel like, I haven't seen the truth, I don't know the truth, I feel like there's got to be more for a situation. You know, there could be multiple levels for each of you on what this represents here, that you're wanting or you're seeking something to work in your favor, or something to finally, or someone to finally see your brilliance, and, you know, like an employer, for example, or a client. There's something here that I think you're really seeking and going, you know what, this is my freaking time. Like I'm doing all the right things. Like leverage, when's it coming my way? When is this happening? And I know that you've potentially been hard on yourself, felt let down. I feel this is coming, and that's what this is about. So this in-between energy, if you're worried, something's investing here in you, okay? Temperance energy, what do we need to know? Nine of Swords, see? You're still worried here though. Same energy. Nine of Swords, Nine of Swords. Share more on this Nine of Swords energy. What are we worried about here? Nine of Wands. Okay, so we've got 2 nines. One more. Knight of Wands. There's some pressure that you're feeling from a person or a situation with this Nine of Wands is how it's coming through, because you're holding space, you're holding ground, you're trying to stay strong, you're trying to work through this, but I think you're keeping this in silence here, whatever you're going through, and hoping that this will work out or something will work out in your favor. Share more about this Knight of Wands, please. Yeah. So you have the Lovers again, which is showing in the near future. And then you've got the Strength energy, which is very strong Leo energy, which is also the Sun, something that's healing, you know, something that's disappointed you over here. So I'm getting here, Pisces. First and foremost, be you, shine your light, be confident in who you are. There's something, and this could be part of the releasing, is maybe sometimes, you know, we don't realize. I mean, we're in Leo season, right? Sometimes we don't realize, and then we've got Jupiter coming in, and Venus. Like, this is where you're feeling called, where you're feeling led, where you feel you really show up as yourself and in your love and your heart and your soul and what makes you feel alive. And I feel like that's what this is about. You know, it's not holding parts of yourself back to, I mean, there's parts of ourselves that we obviously need to have some emotional quotient, you know, at a high level, that we're taking care of ourselves, we're not letting ourselves unravel. But there's also a part of us that can be open and can be our true self, you know, our fun self, our quirky parts, our silly stuff, our not so cool stuff. But that's who we are, you know, and maybe that's the not so cool stuff is actually the coolest part about you, you know. And there's something about it. Because there's parts here of this balancing out and working through that you're worried that no matter how much you give, are you going to get to the other side? But I feel a big part is who you're partnering with, who you're choosing. Are you also showing up in your true self? Because the Knight of Wands is very true to themselves. They show you who they are, okay? They show you who they are in their actions and their behaviors, okay? So there's something important for you. Is there anything else this Knight of Wands wants to let Pisces know? I don't know how to take that one. It's kind of cheeky. The Fool. Right. Shit. Yeah. So, okay. So then I think you might have someone or a situation around you or an opportunity around you right now that you get to do things differently. The Fool with the Eight of Cups is kind of saying, take a chance on the things that, if something's not truly fulfilling you, when are you willing to take a chance on something that is? Something that you can't see right now, but you know you're not happy in. What else what else is there for you? I don't know. I feel like you've got a special opportunity right now, Pisces, to take a chance on something with something that's not truly fulfilling you. Because it keeps showing us here that something wants to balance out, something wants to grow, something wants to expand. And there's also something about a direction of going. 8 of Cups. Yeah, so you've got another opportunity that wants to come in, that wants to commit with you, that wants to partner with you, that wants to show up with you. And I feel this is relevant, but a big part of it too is choosing to show up in your true light, in your true self, and doing that as well. It's not just one way, right? Be the thing that you want to attract. And that's that sexy Queen of Wands energy, owning it, being you, being focused, nothing, messing with that. And that's how you get to the 10 of Cups, baby. So Pisces, how ready are you right now to walk away from the things that aren't fulfilling you, be in the excitement? Because there's something that wants to change and wants to shift. You've been on a healing journey, or maybe you just haven't been taking care of yourself. There's something that's going to say, hey, I'm here. I see you. I know that you've been focused in the past, or you've been passionate in the past, or you've had a certain energy around you, but there's something new that wants to come in. Something or someone that wants to come in, and you may have felt blocked off from it for a period of time, and that's because of some difficulty that you've been potentially healing from. But I really feel you're clearing something off your shoulders. That's all I see. My eyes are closed right now while I'm talking to you. And I literally see your shoulders and like these things breaking away, the heaviness, whatever you've been carrying, finally relieving. And I think you're going to see something pretty special. You're going through a significant healing release, but I really do believe that you already feel you've moved on from it. But ultimately underneath, energetically, you've still been holding on. And that's okay. Like it's normal, it's natural, but there's something really magnificent happening, and I think is going to crack open some other thing that you've really been wanting in your life and showing up. So this could be love, could be your career, could be your like talents, aspirations that you've had for your life and for yourself. Because I feel like something wants to present itself to show you, yes, let's invest here, let's do this. So pay attention. Whatever you're fearing right now, what if you didn't, what if you said, I do not give a F and I'm just going for it and I'm going to see where it takes me? Because I feel that's what Spirit's saying. And that's when you're going to find you're happy, you're sexy, your brilliance, your new commitment to life, to self, non-conforming, hearing things that you're finally been waiting to hear that's going to help grow and expand and get you in this 10 of Cups energy. So I'm going to leave it there, dear friend. Much love. I'll catch you later. Bye.